What?
Look at you.
He's trying to start the story.
All right, y'all ready to listen?
Yeah.
I'm on that light.
Is that the flashlight? Big flashlight?
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. Everybody laying over there? Okay. Okay, let's do this.
This story, I call the story The Old Woman. The Old Woman. Yes, I'm going to read it from a first-person perspective. So I found myself inside my car, driving up the mountainside. Didn't plan on going as far as I went. Didn't plan this being a lengthy ride. But I drove almost to the very top, where the cliffs were steep and the trees were thick. I saw this old run-down house that looked like it was made out of sticks. And for some strange reason, I was curious about it, so I decided to take a closer look. As I got out of my car and walked up to it, the cold breeze kind of had me shook. Now, I walked into this house and I noticed some things. There were cobwebs and spider webs everywhere. And yes, they did have spiders in them. Holes in the filthy wooden walls. The tables were covered with dust. The couches and chairs looked like something from the 1800s. And then there was this really musty, funky smell. I also noticed the time-eaten doors and water-tormented floors, but what was strange was the fact that the dusty lanterns and dirty candles were burning, which led me to believe that someone still lived there. But what was the strangest of all was the huge iron black pot that was sitting in the middle of a strange symbol that was painted on the floor in the den area. Suddenly I heard this inexplicable rapping and tapping on the walls. Then I heard this clamor come from the back of the house.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, what was that?
Now, my intuition and superstition was telling me to come up missing, so I started to turn around and run, when all of a sudden, there she was. A crinkled, wrinkled, crackled, crumpled, decrepit crone with deeply indented crow's feet who looked as if she'd been deceased for about 120 weeks. Her raiments were tinged and badly decayed. Her teeth were rotting. What more can I say? The broad was ugly as ugly can be, and she looked like a walking calamity. So I was about to run up out of there. Then she finally spoke and said, "Young man, don't be afraid of the rapping and tapping. It's just the rats inside the walls. They're actually pretty friendly if you just take the time to talk to them." "Okay," I said. "Obviously you must live alone." "Yes, I've lived alone for 58 years. I haven't had a visitor in 12 years. "Damn," I responded. "That's messed up. Where are all your peoples at?" She looked at me and said in a cold-hearted voice, "Dead." I then responded, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." She then went on to offer me something to eat, and after I refused, she proceeded to devour a bowl of something. Whatever it was, it looked quite nasty. She then started putting God knows what in that big black pot, and then began asking me questions about my age, hobbies, and beliefs, both secular and religious. After I answered her question, she said, "You'll do." I said, "Do for what?" She then began to speak and whisper in a discursive manner for about a minute or so, and I decided that I'd been around long enough. "I'm going to be going now," I said in one of those "I think you're weird" type of voices. Out of nowhere she said, "Winds howl and storms brew, monkeys scowl and fire is shrewd," while holding her arms up. I said, "What?" She then said, "Hawks shrill and owls peep, blood spills and willows weep." "What are you talking about?" She said, "Beetles crawl, lightning strikes, awaken darkness on this night." Have you been drinking?" She said, "Skin rots in hell's pot, master's powers now unlocked." "Okay, obviously you must have some psychological problems, so I'm gonna leave now." I quickly began to walk away when all of a sudden she started to say, "Time for change, feeling strange, body moving not the same." I kept on heading for the door when yet again she said some more. "For Fatigue begins to settle in, moving slower yet again. I kept on walking, but noticeably slow, when suddenly she increased her tone. Vision blurry, speech is slurring, legs are hurting, cannot hurry, mind is losing all its grip, consciousness is starting to slip, stiffness running all through you, body's numb and cannot move, your soul I'm going to take from you, time to pay the devil his due.
Oh.
Suddenly, I couldn't move. I couldn't talk or hardly see. As I laid there on the floor on my back, I realized she had put a spell on me. She slowly come over to me and pulled out his knife. She sat on top of me and slowly began to slice. She sliced a line down my chest, then peeled the skin vigorously. I screamed in pain, but I could not move, so I had to lay there helplessly. She cracked each of my ribs open, then painfully pulled them apart. She raised her knife high in the air, then stabbed me through the heart. And as I died, I felt my soul falling through this void of smoke. I heard the devil begin to laugh, and then I awoke.
What a dream.
Question. How in the world did he write that if he died and screamed?
It was a dream. He said he woke up.
Was that for real a dream?
Yeah, the whole thing was a dream.
You really had it?
No, I didn't know that.
Again.
TJ!
It's that right eye you do it to, man.
I'm seeing tree branches.